Hello, we are from Group 5 and this is our presentation. Giving an overview and background of OC&Gym, it is a London-based franchise gym which has members from various age groups and affluence classes. They have been rapidly expanding over the past 10 years and are currently providing 2 membership plans as part of their business models consisting of the standard and flexible memberships. However, in the late 2015 to early 2016, membership prices were increased, which resulted in a decreased rate of membership retention and resulted in a lower than expected revenue gain. The OC&Gym dataset that was analyzed had about 850,000 gym members, and most of them are from Category B, the second highest affluent class. The male and female ratio is fairly balanced at about 52% and 48% respectively. Most of these members are subscribed to the standard membership at 78.3%, while the rest hold the flexible membership type. Most of the gym members come from the 30 to 40 years age group, followed by those in the 20 to 30 years age group. These proportions are fairly standard in each of the 33 OC&Gym clubs. Here in the first graph, we see that there is a spike in terminations at the end of 2015, just before the increase in membership price. In the second graph, we see that in each year, there is a seasonal trend where termination rates tend to drop in Q1, following by an increase in Q2. This means that termination is seasonal and was significantly influenced by the increase in price. However, when we look at the new joining rates in graph 3, the increase in price had no effect on it. In fact, there was a spike just around the time price was increased. To identify what happened when prices were increased and which type of customers were most affected, we look at the price change period, which is December 2015, and divide people who are still subscribed in November 2015 into 2 groups: sensitive price people who drop out in December 2015 and those who are not. The chart here provides insights into the characteristics of the 2 groups. More affluent people are less sensitive about price change. Flexible subscription is more likely to be impacted by price change. The proportion of price-sensitive people is higher in the age 20 to 30 bucket, whereas people aged 30 to 40 are less price-sensitive. Women do not differ from men in terms of price sensitivity. In general, people in different club locations have limited price sensitivity differences. Combining our results, we observed the following when price was increased. Total number of termination in November 2015 was the maximum historical increase in termination rate. The total number of new subscriptions percentage was 25.7%, implying that the price increase did not change new subscriptions significantly. We also observed the following key patterns. Proportion of class C2 and DE significantly reduced, while proportion of B significantly increased after price increase. Proportion of flexible type significantly reduced, while proportion of standard type significantly increased after price increase. Proportion of those aged less than 30 significantly reduced, while proportion of those aged 30 to 40 increased after price increase. And there is no significant changes in gender breakdown after price change. In addition to price, what other factors can be calculated to indicate a customer's churn behavior? First is the gym environment. Crowded gyms and unavailable equipment will definitely be a bad user experience. Thus, we calculated how many times they go to the gym at peak times. From the graph, we can see that there is actually no huge difference on the overall distribution. However, the orange part is smaller in size, around 0.4, and has a small peak near 1.0, which is different from the unchurned group, meaning some from the churn group do suffer due to the crowded gym environment as they visit more often at peak times. Also, we can see that in a model with only this variable, peak ratio is a statistically significant variable, but the model itself will be inappropriate as the pseudo R-square is too small to make it plausible. So what do? We added more factors and eventually we landed on 4 variables in total. They are peak time, visiting frequency, age, and gender. This time, we obtain a plausible model with all 4 variables statistically significant, meaning they play an important role for customers in deciding when to terminate. Logic regression model is a good way to be used as prediction. With the test set, the confusion matrix showed an overall precision of 93.38% for churn group, which is the group we are concerned with. Thus, we can say that the gym can now more precisely know the probability of a customer who would churn, and to forecast a target group to apply their price strategy. From an alternative angle, using cohort analysis, most cohorts reach the end of their life cycle after about 2 years. This is indicated by the light yellow cell in graph 1, which represents 0 to 5% of the cohort members who still remain. At the same time, we see in the red circle that the two cohorts in Q3 and Q4 of 2015 had a significant drop in retention during the time price was increased. Other cohorts were somehow not affected. Moving on to growth. Graph 2 shows that those born in the 1980s and 1990s were not affected by the increase in membership price. In fact, growth was good. However, membership numbers dropped for those who were born in the 1970s. We also notice that growth rate is considerably higher among those in the DE class. Finally, we have come to a conclusion where we summarize all our findings. Firstly, we divided our members into two group bases on their sensitivity towards price. The younger millennials and the seniors older than 60, people with less wealth, and those with flexible membership are all quite sensitive when it comes to price change. According to the peak ratio, one's peak visits is positively correlated with churn rate. Therefore, having a crowded gym is definitely an issue for the company. Besides that, despite being price sensitive, millennials and the lower income population actually make up the fastest growth rate. In terms of strength, our analysis combines both qualitative and quantitative approaches and was able to consider multidimensional angles for the analysis. In addition, our quantitative model is able to predict churn with a high accuracy rate, which is helpful in monitoring retention rate, forecasting cash flow, and for operational preparations. Also, the cohort analysis is useful in tracking a group of customers over their life cycle. For limitations, we are only able to provide an estimated direction of future price change instead of a quantified conclusion. Also, since we lack dates of our customers' behaviors, there might be more potential factors hidden in the error term which might cause our model to be less effective. So we have come to the part where we talk about our suggested KPI, potential solution, and recommendations to solve your issues and increase revenue. Here you can see two numbers, 30 and 80%, which relatively represents the goals for growth rate of new subscription and retention rate. For new subscription rate, we suggest using a rolling 12 million average new subscription rate as a KPI for the gym. The rate can be set to 30% as target. For retention rate, we suggest using a rolling 12 million average retention rate as a KPI to average out the seasonality effect. The rate can be set to 80% as target. For solution and recommendation for current issues and future business growth, we listed a few specific strategies in this slide. As we mentioned above, crowded gym has become an issue for the overall profitability of OC&Gym. We have several ways to solve this. Number 1, we can purchase new equipment based on the overall usage. 2, we can remodel the gym so that it's more usable and spacious even when there are a lot of people. 3, we also have the option to expand current gyms or open up new ones at new locations. Next is the decline visiting alert. Our analysis shows that people who eventually terminated their membership will come less frequently before they quit. Therefore, developing a small application to keep track of customers' visit frequency can help us take early action before we lose a member. We can also take the average of about 2 years of the 2-year life cycle of a member into consideration, where we can offer a small discount for their renewal or simply a small gift to thank them for their loyalty. Younger people and elders are more sensitive to price. It's intuitive to offer a discount to these two groups of people. In addition, our analysis shows that millennials are among the fastest growing groups in the gym, so that's a big plus. In contrast to the price-sensitive people, we can also provide more exclusive package to the insensitive ones who are from a higher affluence level. Another way to solve our crowded gym issue, we can offer our members with early bird or late night special, for example, a bottle of water, banana, or an energy bar. That way, we can shift traffic from peak hours to others. In fact, we can also offer an early and late hours only membership with a fraction of the standard price. Finally, we have data collecting, where we highly suggest that OC&Gym should definitely focus more on collecting data of customers, gym visits, equipment usage, costs, and etc. I think we can all agree on having an all-rounded data set is crucial for future development of the company. And with that, we end our presentation with thank you.